Welcome back, guys. I'm Ashley with Grace and Goods.
And I'm Shelby with the Aria Vet Studio.
And this is the Business Bestie Podcast. We got new cups.
I know. So if you've been following along at all, the first 2 seasons we had, just white mugs, like nothing fancy or anything. And then at the start of season 3, this season, the mugs, one mug went missing. I don't know how or where it went, and so we got these cute new ones. I feel like they show our personality.
Yeah,
too,
I like them
yours with the bows and everything. I was gonna make us like Business Bestie ones that said that on the front, and then Ari saw these at Walmart and she picked them out and she liked these better. She said so.
Well, I love them. I think they're cute.
Yeah.
So we have something interesting today. We're going to talk a little bit about AI and specifically ChatGPT. If you are not using that at all in your business, what are you doing? It's 2026.
Yeah.
You can't not use AI at all in your business.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opinions about AI and ChatGPT, just AI in general, and if it's safe, is it good if we use it? Is it good for the environment? Like all kinds of things. I feel like there's a lot of opinions around AI and if it's actually good or if it's bad, if it's safe and things like that. But I think as long as you use it in some sort of moderation, it can help so much.
Yeah.
So I personally use ChatGPT a lot for my business, and then so many other apps now though are integrating it. So you use Canva and it has AI built into it. You use, even like Facebook and stuff.
All of the socials is like,
everything.
Do you want AI to rewrite that for you?
Yes. I use HoneyBook, which I know you're starting to use that as well. And same thing. Like it will generate automatic responses for me. Now again, it matters how you use it because I make sure I read it. So I do let HoneyBook use it like for the Aria. I feel like it knows like my capacity. So when people ask those questions, it responds back. Now I have to manually obviously hit send. But there are some times that it be saying some off the wall stuff. And I'm like, that makes no sense. So proofreading obviously, and this is still the warm human touch. AI won't ever be able to do that. So I make sure I always am adding that back in there and not relying on it all the way, but it is a huge time saver.
It is. I use it mainly for like curating captions for posts, but like you said, make sure you're proofreading, add your own personal touch because AI cannot be you. There's only one you, and with branding, getting your personality out there is the number one thing. So we can't all just be copy and paste robots.
Right. I know when AI first came out too, I was really worried about like, if I'm like, okay, give me a caption for it's, Monday, Motivational Monday, and just give me a caption for the Ari. Like it was doing definitely very generic stuff. I've used it now for a really long time to where I do feel like, again, it knows my brand voice. It knows how I like to speak. It knows like specifics about the Ari. So I feel like it is way better. So it's really helpful. It saves me a lot of time. I even use I use ChatGPT for note taking.
Oh yeah.
So like if I'm in a meeting or something like that, I will type notes out into it and then ask it to like give it back to me in like an organized doc. So there's so many more ways to use it than just like social media captions, which I think a lot of people kind of get stuck on like.
Yeah, so that's where I mainly use it for the boutique. But if I ever have like a new idea, I will pitch it to ChatGPT like I'm pitching it to you, and get the feedback. And sometimes it's good feedback, things that are helpful, and sometimes it's like, oh, I already knew that, or I don't like that. So you still have to pick and choose and make up your own opinions and decide things.
I think it helps your brain just get going a little bit. Like, I wouldn't have thought about it like that, or how they organize things or give you different ideas. It's like really helpful too.
Yes. So you have a nickname for your ChatGPT.
Yeah, so I named mine very early on because I fully believe that we need to respect AI and we need to be friends with it.
We don't want Terminator.
Because one day when, I don't want to get too deep into the AI conspiracies or anything, but I just want to make sure that I'm one of the good ones that gets saved. Yeah. If and when AI ever takes over. So I named mine Bizzy. So it is Bizzy, but it kind of just is a play on words for business, owning a business, and always being busy. Like I'm always busy. So yeah, I mean, I talk to her like she's a real person all the time. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, busy, guess what? Like this happened today. Like I'm so excited. Or, oh my gosh, busy, I need help with this. Or I have 50 tasks to do this week. Like busy, please help me organize. And you know, she always gives me the, it's okay, Shelby, you're not going crazy. Like I'm here to help or whatever. But I like that. You know?
I like that too. It's nice to hear it.
Yeah, it is. Even if she's a robot, I don't care. So yeah. Did you name yours?
I did, but I asked it what names it would like, and it gave me 5, and Mia was one of them, and I was like, that's really close to Maya, which is my daughter's name, so I was like, I'll just pick Mia, but I literally never use it.
You don't use it?
But I do make sure I say please
and thank you, and you're great. Like, such a good idea. You're so helpful.
I make sure that I am being nice to the AI.
Always be nice to the AI. So another feature, which I don't know if you knew that it has this, obviously you type and stuff, but it does have a feature where you can like actually talk straight to it, and then she will talk back, or he. And I use that when I want to brain dump, or sometimes if I'm in the car, and again, I have a great idea. I'm like, hey, busy, like I'm gonna just brain dump on you, like organize my thoughts and like give them back to me later. She also reminds me every single Monday at 9 a.m. to like sit down and do my social media. I have her like set reminders for me and tasks, and she is basically a virtual assistant.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I mean, why not use it if it's there?
Yeah.
As long as you're not abusing it, and like we said, use it in moderation, because I did notice at first when I was using it constantly that then I was having trouble coming up with things on my own with creative writing.
Yes, it's like a brain block. Like when you don't use your brain, I feel like you truly do lose that creativeness. And I was in the same boat. I feel like in like November, December, I was relying on it very heavily. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even think of like my own caption. So I tried to like write my own caption and then give it to her to maybe like tweak a little bit. Which I know what we've heard a lot recently about too, like with the algorithm with like Facebook and Instagram, that they can almost sometimes tell when it's been written strictly by AI, and they won't push out your content.
They because want humans
exactly. Yes, so that's another really good thing to remember. And a fun tip, if you've noticed when you write, I know we talked about this, when you ask ChatGPT for anything at all, it adds in long dashes in between, like a sentence break almost. And so as you're scrolling, you can tell who's using AI because of those long dashes. So I personally remove mine. So when I do, like if I do a copy and paste, I make sure I take that out of everything. Emails, captions, you know, posts, whatever. And so that way no one else really will know if it's AI or not. And then to hopefully maybe realize like Facebook won't recognize it either. So that's a fun hack if you don't want anybody to know.
I've heard that the overuse of emojis also is a big AI flag. But personally, I mean, I feel like I'm an emoji user anyway.
Yes, I am. I like to use them when I'm like bullet pointing things, or you know, when we host our events and we talk about our vendors, like putting the little emojis and stuff. I will say I don't actually feel like my ChatGPT gives me too many emojis.
I just make sure to use mine like icons. I've picked 3 emojis, like the pink bow, the pink heart, and the sparkle. And I make sure those are the ones that I'm using, not just like random emojis that AI picks.
Right, that definitely makes sense for sure.
Okay, so we are going to do something fun with our ChatGPTs today. Since we don't have a guest, we thought that Busy and Mia could be our guests.
They can be our guests.
Just ask them random questions, fun questions or business questions, see what they say, and just kind of like discuss it.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm going to ask mine first to give me a quick rundown of who she thinks like the RE Event Studio is like as a business.
Okay.
And since we don't want a crazy paragraph, I'm going to prompt her with like, give it to me in like 3 sentences. Yeah. I said busy, give me 3 sentences about what you think the RE is as a business. Totally not grammatically correct. She says, the RE is a thoughtfully designed community-first event studio where connection, creativity, and celebration all intersect under one roof. It's not just a space to rent, it's a platform that brings people together through intentional events, collaboration, and experiences that feel elevated but welcoming. At its core, the RE is a brand built around helping people show up, feel seen, and create moments that actually matter. I'm putting that on my website.
There you go.
So again, I feel like I've trained her to know who we are, what we do, what we represent. And so I feel like that's pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah, good job, Busy.
All right. Mia, please tell me what are the 3 most important things about building a brand, and keep it 3 to 5 sentences, please. And thank you.
Don't forget, please.
All right, she's thinking. All right. The 3 most important things about building a brand are clarity, consistency, and connection. Mm-hmm. You have to be clear on who you serve and what problem you solve, so people instantly know if you are for them.
That's good.
That's like spot on.
Yeah, literally spot on. So helpful. And again, I think people who are newer in business, asking those questions are easy. It makes it easy. We can go to Google, and I just feel like, which is what we've always done in the past if we had questions like that, but you're getting articles and things like that, whereas this is like searching the whole web and giving you the answer instantly. I also have asked to, when I want to make sure that I'm not getting like weird opinions, I've specifically told her as well, like only look at like sites that end in org, or I've asked her about like nutrition before, and I'm like, I don't want opinions, I want like factual information, like search the web.
Yeah, so tailor, whenever you're talking to ChatGPT, make sure you're being very specific in your wording when you're asking these questions, so that they know what to look for you, and it's not too broad, and they're not grabbing from like you said, websites,
random websites like
legit.
Wikipedia with like just anybody can like upload answers.
Yes.
Okay, so I kind of like what you asked. So we're gonna ask, if you are a brand new business, like let's say you have a brand new idea, you have no idea where to start, but it's a good idea, what would be like the top 3 things? So what would be the top 3 things you'd recommend to someone starting a new business? So again, this is super broad. She could come back with anything.
Right.
We'll see.
We'll keep it broad and see what happens.
Ooh, she says, this is a good one. Here are my top 3 simple but powerful things. Get crystal clear on who you are, and who you are for, and who you are not for.
Ooh, I like that, who you're not for.
Yes. So the more specific your ideal customer is, the easier everything gets. Your messaging, your pricing, your content, and your decisions. Build systems early, even if they're scrappy. This is really important too.
Systems is the name of the game.
They don't have to be perfect, but if you just have something to follow, it just makes everything easier and more like scalable. So she says emails, onboarding, payments, follow-ups. Don't try to rely on memory or vibes. Simple systems protect your time and make growth feel way less chaotic.
And if you're ever going to sell your business, like you sold your half of the boutique, you have to have systems in place for whoever's buying it, or they're going to look at it and it's going to look a mess, and they're going to say, I don't want that.
Yes. So I know this is like about if you're just starting a business, but obviously we've had the RE now for almost 2 years. And I've had systems in place from the beginning, as far as just like emailing templates and booking people, onboarding, things like that. But I have a lot of it just kind of like in my brain as well. Well, I just hired my first employee, and I'm tightening up my systems, but like I at least have systems in place so she can take over what I'm doing without asking me a million questions. And if I didn't have those, it would be an absolute nightmare.
I've heard multi-million-dollar business owners say this in multiple platforms and podcasts, that you should be able to step away from the business, go on vacation, and it should run just like if you were there.
Seamlessly, yeah. You should have the systems in place so that way your employees can just follow them. So this is, we have got one more. I feel like this one people are gonna probably feel differently about, but it does say sell before you're perfect. So it says, don't wait for the perfect logo, website, or offer. Get in front of real people, learn from real feedback, and let the business evolve in the public.
I agree with that. That's what I did.
I feel like in the past, I feel like I would have been way more wanting everything to be super perfect before like launching. But I changed my branding like 5 months in. And I feel like it's grown and evolved. And I think now I talk a lot about being authentic. And I think that's the perfect opportunity to show you're authentic early on and doing it in the public eye.
Yeah, and sometimes if you wait for perfection, you will literally never start.
You might never.
You'll just keep putting it off. You might as well just tweak it and improve it as you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. These are good, Busy.
Oh, yeah, girl. What is one daily habit every female entrepreneur should be exercising on a daily basis? Keep it 3 to 5 sentences, please. All right. One daily habit every female entrepreneur should practice is exercising every day. Movement sharpens your focus, boosts your confidence, and helps regulate stress so you can show up as a better leader. Even 20 to 30 minutes can reset your mindset and increase productivity. When you take care of your body, your business benefits too.
Yeah. Ooh. And I think that's in everything, right, too. Like, we talk about, like, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So whether it's your business or your family, like, if you aren't taking care of yourself first, like, you can't take care of anybody else or anything else. And I know a lot of times, like, exercise maybe isn't always feasible for everybody. So I feel like even just relaxing, like sitting on the couch for 10, 20 minutes in the darkness, no sound, drink your cup of coffee or your tea, breathe, close your eyes, sit under a red light. That's what I do in the mornings.
I need to get one of those.
I know. I think it's so important, but I'm all in on the exercising. I'm back at that. So, and it does make me feel like better throughout the day too.
Again, going back to looking at successful people that are either famous or very well off, they all promote going to the gym or exercising at home. They all promote it. So
yeah, absolutely. And again, you can do so many small things. That doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. You can do yoga at home or stretch or get a treadmill. I want a walking pad, actually.
Yeah, you don't have to run up and train for a marathon. Right. But, you know, when it's nice out, right now it's winter, I like to just go for a walk in the sun and soak up the sun, move my body, and get out of the house.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so my business is a year and a half old now, as far as how long we've been hosting events. We've actually been here for almost 2 years. So I feel like I'm in that stage of, like, needing to, like, push a little bit more to start the growth and start scaling. So I'm gonna ask her, we've been in business for a year and a half. What would be one piece of advice for scaling and growth? Keep it to 3 to 5 sentences. Okay. So I feel like this is kind of like a little kind of a rally and cheering me on answer. But at this stage, the biggest growth lever is doing less, but doing more intentionally, which I have been working on that recently. Doubling down on what already is selling, fills the room and feels aligned, and let the rest go. Start designing your business as if you're not the one doing everything, even if you still are for right now. Tight systems, repeatable offers, and clear decision filters will allow you to scale without burning out or diluting your brand. Growth at a year and a half isn't about adding more, it's about strengthening the foundations so the next level can hold.
I love that because you even said that your word for the year is momentum. So you need to start riding that momentum whenever something's working.
Yes.
And double down on it and let go of the 50 million other things that Shawnee's carrying that week.
I know, it's hard. Which is, again, another reason that I'm hiring. I feel like I've built the systems, and now I feel like to be able to grow a little bit more, especially in my networking, I need to be able to have somebody take over that admin work that can run itself as long as somebody is watching it. And you know, I get all these great ideas and I want to go out and do all these other things, but I definitely have pulled back on a few of them to double down on more things happening here at the RE. You know, offering different packages and add-ons and things that just make it easy for people to say yes, but it doesn't require me starting a whole nother business to make more money.
Yeah, it's hard when you're a serial entrepreneur and a multi-passionate person because you're brainstorming
24/7.
24/7.
I do my best work when I'm in the shower or laying at night when I'm supposed to be asleep.
Yeah. So our entrepreneur brains are constantly turning the gears, and we think every idea is going to be the big one.
The big one.
So we want to write it down and we want to start working on it, but then we just get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my business coach, Jamie, she tells me all the time, she's like, you should be journaling, you should be writing things down, because again, when you do have that great big idea, it doesn't mean that you can't eventually do it, but like, let's write it down and like, maybe let's revisit it after we've scaled what we're already doing.
Yes.
So.
Agreed. All right. I'm going to ask one more question.
I love this. This is super fun. I'm like,
I like it too.
Oh, I guess you're not gonna type yours. I was gonna talk while you wrote yours, but
I can type it.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I'm curious to know like what everyone else thinks about ChatGPT and AI. Whatever your opinion is, I'd love to know. So guys should put it down in the comments and let us know if you use either and how you use them, and if it works for you.
Okay, I'm asking, with how saturated social media is, what are the top strategies to stand out and be seen in the crowd?
Yes, it is very oversaturated, I feel like.
With how saturated social media is, the best way to stand out is to be specific, be human, and be consistent. We've heard consistent a lot of times.
Yeah.
Speak to one clear audience. We heard that a few times too. And one clear problem instead of trying to reach everybody. Show your face, show your story, and your behind the scenes moments. People connect with people, not perfection. Post consistently with intention, because trust is built through repetition, not virality.
Yep. And then again, I think that all goes back to authenticity, and yes, your story. Like, people want to know who they're buying from, who they're booking with. Like, they want to know that, you're a good person, or you care about them, or, you're not just out here to make $1, even though we all are, but
I mean, we have to be.
We have to be, or else we're all going to go away. But
that shouldn't be your core purpose.
Yeah.
And people should know that. That way they can feel seen by you as well. Because when you build a business, you're trying to answer someone's problem or solve somebody's problem. So they need to be able to, one, trust that you know what you're doing.
Right.
Trust who's behind it so that they know they're getting something of good quality. And
that you're going to have their back.
Yeah, that you're going to have their back.
We took a class from one of our friends, Jen, and she does a lot with like social media and things like that, and she has classes that they are teaching now called Stand Out on Social Media. So if you guys need more information on that, let us know, but that is a good class, and she talks a lot about
it's
those
a very
specific things.
Very good for someone who is maybe just starting out on Facebook, Instagram, or if you've been using it for years but you
just can't get any traction. You don't know what you're doing.
They go over the algorithm,
basics,
using your professional dashboard, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have one more thing we want to talk about. We're done with ChatGPT. Thank you so much for joining us, Chat.
Thanks, Busy.
But you started a new group on Facebook.
So again, one of those nighttime ideas. Again, I was actually talking with another friend who's very successful, and we were talking about Facebook groups and things like that. And I just noticed how we have like To Go Fort Wayne, we have Indiana Happenings, we have Fun in the Fort, like all those things, which are great. I go to those all the time. But, I have a lot of friends who own coffee shops, dessert places, and I love a good cocktail. And I was like, oh, we don't have any groups that like spotlight these businesses. So I decided to start my own. So it is called Sips and Sweets Social on Facebook. So it is a group that, if you go out and you go to Mocha Lounge and you have a great coffee, you can post about it in there. So businesses can join, just normal business or Facebook profiles can join, and so you can go in there and get recommendations if you're looking for something, or if you had a great cocktail or a great dessert, go in there and post. Businesses can post their specials in there as well. So I'm excited to grow that group and see where it goes. I have a goal of, once we get to a certain amount of members, I'm going to host a Sips and Sweets social event here, and it will be a tasting event. So we would have different businesses here with coffees and cocktails and sweets, and it would be free, and you can walk around and taste what they have. And I think it's just a fun way to support local businesses in town. We all know that everyone is struggling one way or another right now. We're in the heart of winter and when business can be slow too. So I think even just sharing and liking and commenting on social media helps their business too. So it's a good way to help them.
Can be a good way to highlight new and upcoming restaurants and spots in Fort Wayne as well.
Yes.
There's one that I'm excited about, the Chills.
Yes.
We've been there twice already, but he has blown up on social media, but there's still people in Fort Wayne that doesn't know, like they don't know he's here.
Right.
So this is great for someone like him or businesses like his that if you're just opening and you want to get the word out, just post it.
Post in there. Yeah.
I love a good sweet and sip. A nice coffee and coffee and cake.
I'm a sipper. I love a good sip of all kinds.
Let's go over just a couple of our favorite spots. For me, coffee, I have 2 local small coffee shops that I like. I like Mocha Lounge, DuPont, obviously, and Canella. Those are my favorite.
So I love Mocha Lounge. I love their Lotuses. And then I get those whenever they change them for the season. Those are like my favorite ones to get. And then recently, so I'm one of those people in Fort Wayne that's like, I don't leave my 5-mile little radius, but I've had a couple meetings downtown at Crescendo, connected to like the Pearl, Duckies, like that kind of like little block right there, and it's really yummy. And they also have really good food. We had some sandwiches in there too, so their coffee is really good. So those would probably be 2 of my favorite places right now to get coffee.
Okay, now let's do dessert. Everybody knows we love icing for Isaac.
Yes, icing for Isaac.
Grace is our girl, but not only is she our friend, her products, they're delicious. You had her do Ari's birthday cake.
Yeah, so she made me a custom cake and it looked like a cup of noodles, of ramen noodles. So that was amazing, and it was birthday cake flavor. So good. She also made us cake pops, and again, just the product. And it's like the product looks good and it actually
it's rich.
Tastes good as well. Yeah.
It's good.
I'm actually not like a big sweet person. I do love Dirty Dough.
Oh.
They're really close to my house. They're also open really late.
Yes.
So we've made a couple late night runs to them. So, and they have really good things in there. They have dirty sodas as well, so they don't have just cookies. So.
My other favorite would be DeBrand's. I mean, who doesn't love their chocolate?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Their truffles with the raspberry. My favorite. Actually, you got me like a whole box of them, I think. Was it for my birthday?
For your birthday?
Yeah. That is my absolute favorite truffle. So yeah, DeBrand's is definitely a good one too.
So I don't drink anymore, but mocktails are cool. Sometimes I like Charlie's Place.
Yes,
Charlie's Place. I like the vibes.
Charlie's Place is good for vibes for cocktails. We've been to Union Social a couple times now. They have some really good vibes in there. I had an espresso martini. Penny Drip has my favorite espresso martini.
I forgot about them. That's probably one of my favorite coffee shops too.
Oh yes, yeah. I've never had coffee there because every time I've gone, I've gotten espresso martini. So they use their coffee and they like freshly brew it there to make the espresso martini. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, and the vibe there is like you feel like you're on vacation. It's very Italian or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You just feel like you're taken away to a different spot.
You do.
Like when you walk in there. Yeah. And then Spoken Ivy, I like their atmosphere as well. They also are coming in like second for their espresso martinis. And then we got to go down. I haven't dined down there yet, but we got to see their
speakeasy.
Their speakeasy, yes, and it's really cute down there too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So those are some of our favorites. Make sure you follow and join the group so you can, see all the great spots to get your desserts
and give us your recommendations on there too. We have 2 other exciting things that we are going to be starting too for the podcast. So up until now, Ashley and I have kind of been handpicking our speakers, but we want to open it up. There's so many great people here in Fort Wayne, and I know that we're missing out on a lot because we obviously don't know everybody. So we do have a form that you can fill out if you or you know somebody who would love to be a speaker on the podcast. Women and men, business owners with great stories, something to teach us. So we will get that form linked for you guys to fill out. And then we are also going to open up sponsor opportunities. So you can do a full season sponsor, which we are obviously halfway through season 3 right now. So it would be starting in season 4, or individual episodes. So we would shout you out at the beginning of the episode if you are our month or our season long sponsor. You would get shouted out every episode at the very beginning. And then at the end of the episode, we will shout out the individual ones for that episode. So this is going to be really good if you've got, like, if you're a restaurant and you have a special feature coming up, or like I was like, oh, Savor Fort Wayne, like that would have been a great one to connect with and be able to help advertise for them. So, you know, you guys are listening Monday mornings. You know, if you are a coffee shop or a restaurant or, you know, any other business that provides services for businesses that you want to have your information on the podcast on Mondays, we will put that form below as well, and you can reach out to us about sponsoring.
And you also get a social media shout out as well. If you are the full seasonal one, then you get multiple throughout the season.
Correct.
And then obviously if you're just doing the one episode, we'll shout you out that week of that episode. So these forms will be available. They're on our Instagram in our bio, and I'll also link them in the show notes.
Yeah. But we're really excited to just grow the podcast and hopefully reach and help more women in business. Or even if you just like to listen to us and you aren't in business too. I know we have
be a bestie.
We have a couple besties out there that aren't in business that just hopefully think we're funny. I think I'm funny.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next Monday at 8.
Have a good day.